Before Caitlin Clark would get drafted first overall in the WNBA and have her earnings of around $78,000 go viral online. Now, to be fair, she's going to get plenty of sponsorship money coming her way, so the 6-foot sports athlete, she'll be doing all right. Don't worry, she's got plenty of sponsorship money coming her way. Before Caitlin Clark would become the greatest scorer in NCAA Division I history for both men and women's basketball.
I just watched the most dominant college basketball player of all time from a courtside view, and this ended up being a basketball watching experience.
Before Caitlin Clark would clock in over 2 million followers over on Instagram. Now, Caitlin Clark is a multi-sports athlete, having also played varsity soccer, where she broke varsity records. But it was her decision to put her tall frame to best use on the basketball court, where she would really hit her stride. Now, in the NCAA, she was breaking records that no woman had previously achieved. Now, she was getting her name placed alongside the greats. We're talking Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Luka Doncic, and the Greek Freak. And after a 4-year stint with Iowa, well, she announced in February of this year that she was ready to join the WNBA. Now, getting drafted first overall, it garnered her global attention, but not for her athleticism. Rather, it was for the inequality in earnings between men and women in the professional leagues. I mean, to be fair, I've had 1 or 2 YouTube videos make more than she's making in a year. But hey, I don't know. I've also never watched an WNBA game, but that's just me. We're not here to discuss her net worth. That's a different show called The Rich Life. We're here to talk about her come up, and this girl's a fantastic star athlete. So let's take a look at who she is, where she came from, here for you on Before They're Famous. Now, Caitlin Clark was born on January 22nd, 2002 in West Des Moines, Iowa. Now, I'm probably butchered the pronunciation of that, but it's apparently French. Des Moines. This is the most populous city in Iowa, and it's still very much a small town of just 200,000 people. Now, she's the daughter of Brent Clark and Ann Nizzy Clark, and she's got 2 brothers, Blake and Colin. Now, her father, he played baseball and basketball at Simpson College, while Blake, he is a reserve quarterback and the holder of the Iowa State football team. Now, Caitlin grew up playing sports with her brothers in their backyard, but because of limited opportunities for girls' basketball games, well, she had to play on an all-boys team while in elementary school. Now, Caitlin tried many different activities, including volleyball, soccer, softball, tennis. She even dabbled with the piano, but she fully committed herself to basketball around the 6th grade. And as mentioned in the intro, well, she did dabble later on the varsity soccer team, but eventually she grew to 6 foot in height. So she knew that her number one commitment, her number one passion, and her God-given attributes, well, they were best suited to play basketball. Now, coming up in her basketball career, well, she joined the All-Iowa Attack Travel Program, which is a powerhouse that produced at least 6 NCAA Division I recruits in the high school class of 2023. Now, Caitlin, she really knew what she was doing, and the entire city was coming out to support her games. Now, she played against high school seniors while in the 8th grade, and she was one of the top basketball prospects in the country by her sophomore year at Dowling Catholic High School. Now, Caitlin, she was the Gatorade Iowa Power Player of the Year for her junior and senior seasons, and she became a 2-time Max Preps and USA Today All-American selection. Now, she also won a gold medal with the United States U19 national team at the FIBA Basketball World Cup in 2019. Now, around this time, well, ESPN, it ranked Caitlin as the number 4 recruit in the class of 2020. Then in November of 2019, well, she decided to make the decision to commit to Iowa. Now, likely this girl, she likes to stay close to home, and her decision, well, that led her to turn down offers from both Notre Dame and Iowa State. So she became a freshman at Iowa during the 2020-21 season. And Caitlin, she continued her impressive performance from high school, where she started 30 games and she led the nation in several key stats. Now, this included total points, total assists, 3-pointers, and total field goals. Now, she earned honors as the Big Ten Freshman of the Year, and she was named the conference's first team, while also making the Associated Press's second team All-America. Now, in her sophomore year, well, Caitlin, she made history by becoming the first NCAA women's player to lead Division I in both points per game and assists per game, with averaging of 27 and 8 respectively. She was the finalist for the Naismith Women's Player of the Year, awarded annually to the best player in the country, but sadly, she lost out to Aaliyah Boston, who hails from South Carolina. Now, Caitlin achieved back-to-back triple doubles with at least 30 points in each, and she joined an exclusive club of NBA legends like Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Luka Doncic, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Sorry, the Greek Freak. There's no way I'm saying that. Now, she's the first woman to manage this feat, and she got it all done in the year 2000. So I don't know how to summarize this any other way, but the woman's being compared to some of the greatest to ever do it. And, she's an entirely different gender. Now, it wasn't always smooth sailing. Now, at Iowa, they had a rough time in the NCAA tournaments. In 2021, they made it to the Sweet 16 before losing to powerhouse Connecticut. Then in 2022, the Hawkeyes, they entered the tournament as a number 2 seed with high expectations, but they were upset by the 10th seeded Creighton in the second round. Now, Caitlin, she struggled in that game as Creighton frequently changed defenders on her. Now, she made just 4 of 19 shots, and she ended up with 15 points. Yeah, so she's that good. The other teams trained just to kind of mess up her game. Anyway, the following year, things would turn around, and the Iowa Hawkeyes, they'd finally get a W. Caitlin averaged a double-double over the first 3 NCAA tournament games in 2023, where she scored 26 points and grabbed nearly 11 rebounds per game. However, her standout performance came in the Elite 8 matchup against Louisville, which took place on March 26. Now, here she set the record with a remarkable triple-double, tallying 41 points, 10 rebounds, and 12 assists in Iowa's 97-83 victory. Now, the Iowa coach, Elisa Blutter, she described her stats as mind-boggling. Now, Caitlin's 41-point performance, it was the highest in any NCAA tournament triple-double, and the second highest in the history of Women's Division I triple-doubles. Now, LSU Cornelia Gayden scored 43 in January of 1995, and according to ESPN, this record-breaking feat, it also made Clark the first Division I men's or women's college basketball player to reach 900 points and 300 assists in a single game. Now, reacting to this win over Louisville, Clark, she remarked, "When I came here, I said I wanted to take this program to the Final Four, and all you've got to do is dream, and all you got to do is believe and work your butt off to get there," and boom, the girl pulled it off. Now, during this game, Caitlin, she went viral for using John Cena's iconic "You Can't See Me" gesture. That was towards Louisville's Haley Van Lith. And it was a playful moment that garnered a shout out from the WWE star himself. Yeah, Ricky Stanicki, he caught wind of this and shared it on social media. So not only is Caitlin Clark amazing on the court, she also knows a thing or two about pop culture and how to entertain an audience. Now, in that Final Four where they were second seeded, Iowa, they defeated the number 1 team, South Carolina, and they advanced to the national championship game. Now there, they, ultimately lost, but that's okay, because another W was just around the corner. Now, it would be the Big Ten Women's Basketball Tournament that took place at Target Center in March of 2023 out in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The Hawkeyes there defeated Ohio State Buckeyes, and finally, Caitlin, she got herself that big win. Caitlin, she had spent 4 years with Iowa, and she had an additional year of eligibility. She could stick around for another year because of the pandemic. However, on February of this year, she announced that she would be leaving college to join the WNBA. I knew in my heart that what we've achieved at Iowa is incredibly special, and while it's not quite over, I think I'm ready for the next chapter in my life. And with that, she was drafted first overall to the Indiana Fever, which is a huge honor in itself. But the world was blown away when the details of her contract were revealed, and her earnings leaked to a sum of $76,535 for her rookie year. In comparison, the number 1 draft pick in the NBA, they can expect to make roughly $10.5 million. Yeah. So the upside is that, she's likely going to bag a bunch of sponsors, and she's already got a deal with Nike. So I think financially, she'll be A-okay. She's also got good support in her corner because her boyfriend and likely future fiance, he's also a basketball player known as Connor McCaffrey. He's a former D1 basketball player, but he knows the court. His dad's a coach at Iowa. The guys, I'm sure their kids are going to be superstars as well. So there you have it. We have a new female superstar named Caitlin Clark. Do you think she is going to wow the world and break more records? Or do you think this whole thing's overhyped? Do you think she should get paid more? I feel bad for whoever was drafted 10th. I mean, if first doesn't pay well, what are the rest of them doing? I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this, on the inequality in wages, and let me know if you want us to cover any other WNBA players in the future. My name is Michael. I'll see you guys in another video.